Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm happy to get past the bass. For whatever reason, that thing was killing me. But I did have the use of the auto punch feature, which I think is kind of cool. And I didn't have a chance to describe how you do that yesterday in the heat of battle. I was just trying to get that take, and by the time I got it, I was exhausted and I went home, and forgot. Got home and I was like, I never showed how to do that. Just in case you have never used the feature or wondered about it and didn't know exactly how to use it. It's actually quite simple. So what happened was I had this part and I'm playing this riff, and it's like the beginning riff and the end riff. And everything else is pretty much, I'm able to execute, but for whatever reason, at the end when I have to play that riff over again, my hand, psychologically, I'm tired, mentally, whatever's going on, it's a psychological thing that I find that I'm going to have to overcome, as I continue to do this. But I'll just kind of I can feel my hand getting cramped, and it's all psychological. It's like I'm putting too much energy in it. When I get to that point, I've got to play the riff, I just kind of lock up and freeze up, and it's stiff. So every time I was getting to the end of the song, I'd have a pretty good take. I mean, you saw it if you watched the video, and I would kind of muff that last lick, or whatever. So how do you fix that without having to retake the whole song? Good old auto punch, and it's perfect for a DIY recordist, one-man band situation, because you don't have anybody in here. I've only got two hands. You don't have anybody to assist. All right, so the way it works, it's actually quite simple. All you have to do is, I've got a cue here. I'll show you. I made a mark so that you can see where the moment happens. So right there was the moment. It's like there was just a rest, just a slight rest, where I was able to get in and get out of the last take and get into the next take, land down the riff, and then out again. And I don't think you can. Yeah. Okay. So the way that is done, it's quite easy. All right, all you have to do is you've got your track armed, right? Oh, and I might need to pull this down because that might feedback. Okay, so you've got your track armed, and you know that you want to play it at a certain point. So let's find the moment that it happens. I'll play along. Okay, so I want to start it right there. So what I'll do is I'm going to play it up to that point and then hit stop. Okay, you heard that moment of doom, 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 and there was just a rest right there. Okay, at that point, I'm going to hit auto. Oh, whoops, hit the wrong thing. I'm going to hit auto punch, and that's going to be the starting point, right? I'm going to hit play, and then I'm going to hit it again. That's the end point, and then you'll see your lights start to blink. And in this case, I don't really have an end point because the end point's the song, but I think you have to hit that in order to activate this mode. And it's like the red light just flashes, letting you know you're in this auto punch mode. It does that on a tape machine too. It's kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to go back to my mark now. I've got my flashing light. When I hit record play, actually, you can hear it recording over it. That's the moment that I'm recording. You can see the light, and then it starts flashing again. We're going to hit stop. And then obviously I'm going to undo that because I don't want that, I don't want that. I want to keep that take. But I've already made a copy of the take that's called bass guitar. And I did that in Audacity a minute ago. And all I do, let me just take this off. It's blinking and driving me nuts. But that is really cool, that auto punch thing. Because that really saved me yesterday. I don't use it much. Usually on guitars there's, overlap, and so you can't really get in, get out. But if I have a moment, that's what I would that's what I would use it for. And I haven't used it in a while, and I like to, like I said, play through the take, just because you get the feel of the take and the energy. If you start chopping it up, it starts sounding chopped up. But in this case, it was just that nailing that last riff. Perfect application. Okay, so whenever I do, oh wait, I can go back and get rid of that mark now. Whenever I do post-production, all that's happening, very simple if you haven't seen one of these videos before, after I record it, I'm going to connect it using their USB cable to my computer. I hit USB. Once it connects, there's the icon on your desktop. You open it up. I dragged out the last file, which was, I think, mono 008, and I dragged it over into Audacity. And then once I get in Audacity, I just do a couple things. All I'm going to really do is make sure the level is good, like make sure it's not peaking or it's like the signal's kind of weak or whatever, like not enough gain. I actually amplified and added 3 dB just to pump it up a little. And then I always do a high pass classic filter, and I just take it down to like 20 hertz. You could do more, but 20 seems to be about a good cutoff point. Could cut it off at 40, I don't know where, but 20 is what I've been doing, just to make sure you get plenty of low, but cut it off, where those low frequencies could start building up and create like this kind of rumble that's happening. So then once you export it out of, so like you do the amplification, you do the classic filters, I export it, throw away that file. Now I have a bass guitar file that I can drag back into this hard drive, exit out, and now go to the track button and place that thing wherever I want to. In this case, I put it at track 4 because I want to leave track 1 open for the next guitar part or the vocal, whichever I do first. I brought the guitar back up here because I'm looking for places to put in like a lead or just like riff, lead type stuff to fill up the song. I didn't have a lead break per se, but I knew there was a lot of open musical space that I could put things on, and I just really don't know what I'm going to do yet. That's why I'm have to play with it for a while. Alright, so back to the bass. So now we have our file. It's now called Bass G. Let's just play it back and see what the sound quality is and just make sure everything's okay. Let me put it in mastering mode, and that'll just make the whole thing sound better. So I'll go to mastering. It was in bass. I'll go down to, and it's on the input screen's on master. Let's see, the high I'll put at 5, the mid 5, the low 5. It's usually the low you have to adjust when you're doing these quick playbacks. Take the gain off on the normalizer. I don't need a normalizer. Bass here on the 3-band EQ, I'll just say 5. We want to hear plenty of bass, so we'll say 5, 5, 5. Treble wouldn't make so much of a difference right now. Noise reduction off. Okay. And then, alright, I have the guitars off. Let's just hear what bass and drums sound like together. Let's make
1, 2, 3.
Make sure we're good. Okay, let's hear the guitars with it real quick, just for a
One,
second. 'em. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Now it's just trying to figure out what else needs to go in there. I might end up doing the vocal first, because I don't feel anything yet, guitar-wise. But I am glad that I've executed thus far the drums, the rhythm tracks, the main guitar, and the bass. So far, so good, right? Just hope for some inspiration with the guitar. Make sure that vocal is excellent. I don't want to mess this one up by not delivering. And I played the song again just to make sure I wasn't going to get a surprise when the whole thing was done, and it's just kind of underwhelming. That's what sometimes happens. I'll work all this, and when you don't have a long time to live with the song, that's the only downside to all this that I'm doing right now, where I write it like this and then quickly record it, and sort of arrange it and do it as I'm doing it. Usually the best way to go is to write a song and then go out on the road with it, play it several nights, many nights over and over again, and then you go, oh, this needs this needs that right here, and you can tell what people like in the crowd, like as you're playing it, you can get reactions and go, oh, that's what works. I don't have that benefit. It's like I have to decide ahead of time and hope that it, ages well. Okay, so all right. Next step will be more guitar probably, or vocal. I worked on the lyrics. I was like, watch me not be ready like all this, and then each step I'm taking too long. But what I did is made sure that I had the lyrics all set up, finalized, so that I'm not like wasting a couple of days trying to get that down. Got that out of the way. The main thing that's bugging me right now is I had this other song that was like, I almost was ready to start on that one before this one, but I wasn't quite finished with it, and I still haven't, I'm like stuck. It's really annoying. So I'm hoping to break out of that. I'm just looking for like, maybe it could be like one phrase or a word I'm looking for. I literally was looking up phrases, like common phrases, like something to jar a melody loose on this one section. So as soon as I get that, I'll be debuting that because I want to start on that right away. Hopefully, like have no overlap. I just gotta get it to finish. All right, thanks so much for watching. Next time.